Ta-da! Roman Anthony called up. My Yankees dropped 2
Boom.
of 3. Your Guardians also dropped 2 of 3.
Yeah, not
Corbin
good.
Burns is hurt. We got a lot to talk about in today's episode, man. A lot to talk about.
Whole bunch of shit, dude. Roman Anthony, man, finally getting the call.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because, like, here we go, just real quick. Of the big 3 in Boston, they seem to. Is there any team that seems to run into the 3 really good prospects at the same time as much as they do? Because remember, they had the triple Bs.
I was gonna say Mookie. What was it? Betts, Bradley, Bogarts.
No, it was Bogarts and Benintendi. It wasn't even Bogarts.
Oh fuck, you're right. You're right. It was Benintendi. That's right.
It was Benintendi because Benintendi was the #1 prospect in
the
world.
Yep.
He was #1. So yeah, the Boston seems to run into this big 3 thing a lot, and it's funny because I maybe am a bad Yankee fan. Maybe I don't hate Boston as much as I should because I like Boston's young players. Like, I really like Christian Campbell.
Yeah,
I really like Marcelo. I think Mayer's a good player.
No,
and I can really appreciate Roman Anthony.
Yeah, and I feel like Boston has kind of been. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's easy for you to not hate these guys, because they haven't really, Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer just got called up. Roman Anthony's getting called up today, so I feel like it's easy for you to like these guys until they start playing like Devers does against you guys. Then maybe you'll start to hate them.
You know what's wild, dude? Maybe I'm a bad fan, but like you and I have talked enough. I don't really hate any of the Red Sox players. The only one I hate is Crochet.
I thought all right. You don't dislike Devers?
I think Devers is hilarious. I think Devers is the single funniest superstar in the sport. I hate what he does in my team, but I don't hate Devers. I love Devers.
Okay.
I told you before I would trade for Devers.
Well, yeah, because he breaks a Yankee Stadium. I thought that's the only reason why.
No, I think he's hilarious, and I love that he also hates the Red Sox.
Well, that's true. You guys have a common enemy.
Like, Devers hates the Red Sox. Like, Devers is the single worst, I guess, captain. He's not really a captain, but he's like an unofficial. He's the single worst captain in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like if you took every other team's best player and asked them to do the things that Boston has asked Devers to do in the past 5 months alone, I would say probably 95, if not 100% of the other team's superstars would do those things, and fucking Rafael Devers the only one.
Dude, the only one wouldn't. Like Aaron Judge moved off of right field, where he was the best right fielder in the sport, to move to center, a position he has no business playing, no business at all. And honestly, like, puts himself at some pretty serious risk playing center field because of the injuries that happen to center fielders, and did it no problem, and then moved back.
Yeah,
they signed Bregman. They had to tell Devers that Bregman was going to come play second because they were afraid if they told him he was going to come play third, that he would be so anti it that he would stink it up before Bregman even got there.
So they had to fucking lie to Bregman just in order to get him there.
Yeah, they had to lie to Bregman to get him there. And then Bregman got hurt, and guess what he said? I'm not playing third.
Nope.
Not doing it.
So petty, dude. You gotta respect it at this point. I mean, hey, he's standing on business.
I respect the Devers petty. I love Devers. And then just real quick, we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. Did you watch the whole game last night?
No, I watched the first couple innings and then I got locked into the NBA Finals. So,
dude, there was a moment in the game, might have been bases loaded. It was a jam situation, and there's 2 outs. Devers was up, and obviously Devers mashes against the Yankees, and so I was nervous. He hits a ground ball to that tough in between spot between the first baseman and the second baseman, and the slow roller. And Devers initially sprints out of the box and then stops running. Alex Cora. It's a third out because he stops running, even though he probably would have been safe if he kept running. Alex Cora, it's like, what happened? Or did you get hurt? Devers, nope, with the big wad. And Cora was just visibly pissed. And I'm like, that's my petty superstar. And you know why I also love Devers? And I know I'm supposed to hate Devers, but I love Devers because I know as long as he is the man there, they will never, ever, ever be a championship team. I believe that your best player has to be a culture superstar to win, especially in the postseason, especially in baseball, because you need those moments. You need to manufacture base runners, and that needs to be a culture thing throughout the whole organization.
Yeah.
And it starts with your best player. And that is, honestly, here we go. Hosey plays top 5 hardest superstars in the sport.
Yeah.
It trickles all the way through the Guardians team. Although they're the Guardians organization to a point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, shit. Every level, you look at guys consistently trying to get the extra base, always going first to third. You know, a heavy stolen base team.
Yeah,
that's
like
what
the
it is.
Guardians. The Guardians make you worry about plays that are normally routine because they all play so hard, and that comes down from their guy. They're a pseudo captain.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And like that's where again, I think you make a great point. It's going to be interesting to see the development of this big three. You know, kind of learning under Rafael Devers and what the way he plays, is that going to affect the style of the way that those three play?
Well, and it's clear he's not going to take any of those guys under his wing. Like there's going to be no help. Here we go for the Yankees. Do you know what every top prospect does in spring training?
What?
They all get extended time around Aaron Judge every year. Aaron Judge wants it. I mean, Aaron Judge, George Lombard, spring training. You know what Aaron did? Put his locker next to mine. And if you're the Yankees, you're like, hell yeah, because we know that Aaron wants to play the game the right way. We know that Aaron is a good locker room culture guy. So we're really excited to have Aaron rub off on our young guys. Not only that, Aaron said, put him between me and Goldie.
There you go.
I mean, even the Guardians, like you could tell there was a message sent out, Angel, attach yourself to Hosey.
Well, I was going to say, you've seen it every year. I mean, at times it hasn't worked out, but like you see the guys that attach themselves, the young players in the organization. It was Rocchio last year, consistently following around Josie in the dugout. Kind of, you know, him that he always has a playful attitude with those guys. This year it's been Angel so far. And it's like, yeah, you love that. It builds, you know, like you said, a good culture for young players. And so that's where
it's going to be fascinating, because who is the culture leader in the Red Sox org?
I mean, in that lineup right now, you look at a guy, and I know he's only just been there, but like they're going to have to turn to a guy like Bregman, I would think, once he's, you know, back and healthy. But
Bregman's literally the only answer.
Yeah, because it's not Trevor Story. And aside from Story,
it's not Duran. Happy June, but like that's not. Now here we go. Duran plays the game the right way. I always compare him to like he reminds me so much of Grady Sizemore.
Yeah,
like I see so much.
Like a doubles machine, has some good pop, a great fielder.
I mean, he's one of the only players in MLB history to lead the league in doubles and triples. Like he is Grady Sizemore reincarnated with a Boston uniform on.
Yeah. And a maybe dislike for
June. That's fair. Yeah. That's fine. But like he's probably a good culture guy. He hustles. He's a great shit talker. He definitely cares about winning. But I'm just saying, man, it feels like some of the magic and some of the stuff has been sucked out of that Boston team by Devers. The downside is Devers is also so fucking good it does not matter. Like Devers is such a good baseball player, bro.
Yeah.
And in the heat of battle and the heat of controversy and the heat of nonsense and the heat of him being mad at the whole org, you can't even do anything with him because he's going to fucking mash. Like you need him in your lineup.
And he had probably one of the most horrific starts to a season we've seen from a superstar in quite some time. And then, oh shit, you look up 2 months later now, he's sitting over 2 WAR, a 929 OPS, like putting together arguably, I mean, shit, he hasn't finished with a season over 900 OPS since 2019, and that's what he's doing right now.
I'm going to explain him in NBA terms, and I just want you to tell me if you agree or disagree. Just real quick, agree or disagree.
Okay.
He is DeMarcus Cousins. Damn, that felt so good. That felt so good.
I need someone a little better than DeMarcus Cousins.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Are you kidding me? What do you mean a little better than DeMarcus Cousins?
Just like, all right, so yeah, Cousins had like
in 2014, 22, 24, 26, 27, 27, 24.
I need someone with a little more longevity. He had like a 5-year window and then completely fell off.
I mean, he averaged 25 until, I mean, he still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 7-year window of averaging over 20 points a game.
No, it's only 5 because the 1 year was.
Oh, it's 2 teams.
It's 2 teams. It's only 5 years. That's why I mean, Devers has been, you look at Devers, has been a top 10 player, I would say, in the sport since 2019.
Oh, is he top 10 now?
Yeah, I would say so. Top 10
All right,
hitter.
here we go. This
top
is a
10,
fun
top 10
conversation.
hitter.
Is okay, top 10 hitter. That's fine. I was because I think I don't know, but I think I could name 10 better hitters, but I'd have to think about it.
I mean, it also.
Here we go. Judge.
Yeah. Shohei.
Freddie. Hosey. Freddie. That's 4. Acuna, 5. I can't name 10 better hitters than Devers. I can't, especially what he just did to my team. I gotta stop.
Because now I'm like, all right, I think those are 5 you could say undoubtedly.
Okay, so Bobby Witt.
Like I would pick Devers over Witt because of the longevity from Devers.
Okay, I was just talking about better hitter today.
Like right now, all right.
Yeah.
I think if you want to simply include just this year, you could do Bobby Witt.
I mean, Bobby Witt was a better hitter last year.
Yeah. Tatis,
okay.
So now we're at 7.
And then I would struggle naming any more than that. I mean,
I don't know. Would you put Mookie Betts or Devers?
I like Betts. I think Devers is a better hitter than Mookie Betts.
I think so right now too. I think
Mookie's a better baseball player. Obviously, he can play everywhere you need him to play. I think he's a better teammate. I think he's a better culture guy. But I think Devers is a better hitter than Betts.
Yeah. And then
Cal? Do you go Cal or we go?
All right. See, this is where I don't want to do just this year because you have to say Cal this year.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're telling me, all right, if you could have a player for the next 5 years in the middle of your lineup, do you want Cal Raleigh or Rafael Devers? I'm picking Devers.
Yeah, Devers is like the oldest 28-year-old ever.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's funny. You look at this is his 9th year now. And 28 years old. I mean, that's what happens when you start so young and kind of immediate impact right away, right?
Mm-hmm. It just feels like he's been around for so long. I heard someone last year say he's not the Devers of old. And it's like, damn, what do you mean Devers of old? He's only 27.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I mean, you look at it and I feel like he seems so old to you because him and Judge, they debuted at the same time. And Judge is 33.
No. I mean, I don't think he's that old. I'm saying like someone said like this is not the Devers of old. Okay, 3 players we didn't mention and hit her. Who's a better hitter, Pete Alonso or Devers?
Ooh, I'm taking Devers.
Ooh, Frankie or Devers?
As purely a hitter, I'm going to say Devers, but overall baseball player, it's Lindor.
Soto or Devers?
Give me Soto.
Okay, that's fair. Won't push too far back with that.
Yeah, wait, right Soto's heating up.
I know. You see, I don't have it written in the notes.
I know.
That's why what are your expectations for Roman Anthony? Obviously, like Caglione got called up and he's been hitting the shit out of the ball.
He's been hitting the ball hard.
I think he's got 6 batted balls over 105 miles per hour already.
Yep. I mean, what is like two of his first 3 outs in the big leagues were at balls coming off the bat over 100. So
yeah, he just doesn't have a real launch angle swing, or else 2 of those would have been gone. But he gets so much backspin, he's going to lift a couple up out of here.
Yeah, he'll get going. And that lineup, I'm standing by it, dude. Kansas City. What is the standings right now?
Can I say something crazy? I didn't even look at the records yet. I think Boston's going to finish with a better record than Kansas City.
Ooh, I disagree. They don't have the. I think I still give the edge of starting pitching to Kansas City, especially Reagan's coming back.
I think these bats are going to explode here soon.
Yeah,
in Boston.
All right,
I think New York might have just woke up an intimidating team.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If they play like they did this weekend, I mean, we've talked about how dominant Rodon has been for the last 6 weeks.
Boston, when I was watching the game last night, I don't want to jump too far ahead in the show, but when I was watching the game, I was like, oh my God, this is last year's Tiger team. 1 ace, a bunch of questions at pitching, but a lot of tough outs. And when they hit the ball hard as shit. Yeah. Like, this is last year's Tigers.
That's not a bad.
Crochet and friends, young guys hitting, a year away. Like, this is what they are. Oh, here we go. Kyle Tucker or Devers.
Ooh, that's a good one. That one, I might take Kyle Tucker.
And then once you do that, I'm gonna float in here PCA or Devers.
Again, I'm taking Devers now, but if PCA is doing this each of the next 2 years, that answer changes.
I think PCA is better right now, but yeah, you're right. It's like, what are you gonna do when the swing gets figured out?
Yeah,
that's fair. Just real quick.
So Roman Anthony. Wait, hold up. I want to get back to it. What we should expect. I mean, are you looking at a guy? I mean, he's shown outrageous just levels of talent all throughout the minors. I mean, he had a 497-foot grand slam over the weekend.
Yeah, dude, the pure power thing. I don't know how to quantify his pure power.
Yeah.
I don't know what number you would put on it. 497, that's the highest. That is the longest home run across all of professional baseball and professional and I believe college baseball in the last year.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous.
497 is absurd.
Yeah. All right. Give me your, I guess, a comp to, I guess, a rookie of recent years that put up, kind of solid numbers right away in terms of what you think Roman Anthony's going to do.
I mean, isn't he Nick Kurtz? Like, isn't he Nick Kurtz with better bat to ball skills?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Like, right? That's what he is. And that should scare people because like Nick Kurtz has big power, like huge power. But sometimes the swing and miss on the off speed stuff is a little bit concerning.
Yeah. I mean, Kurtz so far has hit 245, 5 homers, 762 OPS through his first 28 games. I mean, yeah.
That's where my head goes. How big is Roman Anthony? 6'3", 200 pounds? I mean, yeah,
Kurtz is bigger because Kurtz is
6'5".
Yeah.
Because Kurtz was again like one of those. He was part of the group of towers. Who does he like? What is your expectation of him?
Roman Anthony. I mean, it's tough because shit. I'm trying to think of when was the last time we saw a number one like outfield prospects? I feel like the last few times it's been infield guys.
Yeah, a lot of times like there's a premium place. Churio.
Yeah, true. Jackson Merrill too, I guess.
But he was a middle infielder. He was a middle infield prospect. A lot of people don't know that. He was going to be a shortstop, but when they paid Bogarts all that money, he went to them and said, I'd like to kick it up a notch. Oh, this is actually true too. Ben Rice had similar batted ball metrics in AAA. I don't know if you knew that. Similar like hard hit rate.
Yeah.
But Roman Anthony does have more of a launch angle swing. Ben Rice's swing is super flat.
Yeah.
So he hits a lot of hard line drives. But the other part of it is it was last year's Ben Rice AAA numbers. Ben Rice was 25 doing that.
Okay.
Roman is 20. Roman is 21.
Big difference there. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch him. I think he's playing tonight, batting 5th, I saw.
Yeah.
I just inserted him into my fantasy lineup because I've been holding on to him since the draft. So I'm super excited.
So Fangraph grades, just real quick for you.
Yep.
Nick Kurtz, Fangraphs had his hit grade at 35 out of 35. So it's between 30 and 80, basically, or 20 and 80. They had him at 35 hit now with the potential to be the 55 hit tool. They have Roman Anthony at 40 right now with potential to be 45. So like not as much swing and miss, but they think Nick Kurtz has the potential long-term to be a better bat to ball guy. Game power wise, they've got Nick at 35 right now to 60 at the top end. They have Roman Anthony at 55 game power now with the potential to get to 70. Yeah. And they have his raw power grade at 70-80.
Jesus.
That's crazy, dude. We're talking, and he's got they think he's already eclipsed his speed too. I think they had him projected as a 50 speed guy. He's already passed it to 55. Nick Kurtz is at 30-30. And again, Roman Anthony at 6'3", 200 pounds, they think has more raw power, significantly more raw power than Nick, who is 6'5", 240. Like we're talking about one of the freakier minor league hitters that I think we've ever seen. Like that's how freakishly raw his power is.
Yeah. I'm curious now. I want to pull up
Who you want? What prospect grade you want?
I want Bryce Harper.
Oh, Bryce Harper.
I'm curious how those two match up.
Because, I mean, honestly, they're similar sizes, right?
Yeah, because Bryce is 6'2", 210, right? Same.
Yeah,
Roman
6'2".
Anthony 6'3", 200, basically same.
Mm-hmm. Let me look.
And shit, this is about the time that Bryce was called up too.
Yeah.
His rookie year, and he was 19. 19 coming in with an 817 OPS, 22 bombs his rookie year.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't find he might have been too far back for me to find.
I was going to say it might be too far back, so I'm looking too, and I can't find it either.
Yeah.
But it's got.
I mean, he's a guy. I mean, he did hit the 500-foot home run.
Yeah.
And the Miners tore the cover off the ball. I mean, that's probably pretty close. I'd have to do more digging to.
Yeah. Same here, but like also same kind of like feel like probably similar grades all around. I mean, Harper was a consistently high average hitter, not a whole lot of swing and miss. And then the raw power was there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 500-foot home runs, like you're talking about, like really, some of the rarest air.
Yeah, 100%.
We're talking about prospects. Just real quick, Corbin Burns, Tommy John, bad deal.
How about the bad luck? I was talking about this with a couple buddies over the weekend. The Diamondbacks, for a team that normally doesn't go out and spend a lot of money in free agents, you look at like the last three, like kind of bigger signings they've had starting pitching: Corbin Burns, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Jordan Montgomery, all dealing with injury issues. It's like they've just had some bad luck for a team that primarily operates like a low budget team. They've gone out and spend on some big time pitchers, and it hasn't worked out in their favor.
Speaking of them, I think they're going to be sellers.
Okay.
And
I mean, it's so tough in that division.
I want Zach Gallen. I do. I know the numbers this year have not been great, but he's got stuff, man. And I know that like him plus Matt Blake would be incredible. That is my number one target arm-wise.
Really? The swing and miss stuff doesn't concern you, or the lack of swing and miss stuff with Gallen doesn't concern you?
Not at all. We turned Yarby into a swing and miss guy.
Okay.
Does not concern me, because I think, honestly, really quickly, that seam shifted one seam fastball will get him a ton of ground balls. And the other part of it, bring him home. That's a Jersey guy. You should know.
Yeah.
Zach Gallen, Jersey, bring him to Yankee Stadium. I mean, here's the thing. If we look at the arms that are in that, here's the thing. He's going to be a cheap arm right now because the swing and miss numbers aren't crazy. The ERA, it's a down. It's like a buy low. So I think he's got better stuff than Stroman.
Yeah.
I think he's got better stuff than Yarby. I want Zach Gallen in a Yankee uniform.
I mean, I think it's would be a great pickup for you guys. I'm a little concerned, man. I mean, none of his metrics are really grading out well at all this year.
No.
He's got good off-speed run value. That's about it.
He's been definitely bad this year, but it's like I think about the arms that are going to be on the market, right? Here we go. The two project arms on the market are going to be him and Sandy.
Oh, I was just going to say, who you would take Zach over Sandy right now?
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
That's the only reason.
And he's healthier.
That for sure. Yeah, both same age, both 29. I mean, the only thing I would say is that Sandy, the metrics grade out a little bit better with Sandy, considering the number of ground balls he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just getting hit so hard.
I am curious to see if Sonny Gray becomes available.
He's having a phenomenal year. And what's crazy is that we're seeing strikeout numbers from Sonny Gray that we've never really seen before. I mean, the last 2 years, really, he's put up some crazy good strikeout numbers. He's graded really well on my in terms of
strikeout props,
strikeout numbers. Yeah, big time.
I don't think the price would be too high on Gallen. I think Gallen will cost 2 prospects.
And when does he become a free agent?
I have to look, but I still don't think the price would be too high on him.
I think if it's just a rental, that's probably it. But I mean,
no, I don't think either way it doesn't matter, because I know they operate as it's a 1-year deal.
It is. Yeah, he becomes free agent next year. So, yeah, they avoided ARB this year. You think so? Two top 10 prospects?
2 top 20 prospects, I think, gets it done.
Dog,
we traded Caleb Durbin for Devin Williams.
All right, that's a reliever versus starter, though.
Yes,
totally.
Still, that's like
Gallen is way more value. I mean, you're talking about a guy that since 2020 has finished top 10 of Cy Young 3 different times, including getting MVP votes in 2023. Like, I think it'll cost you 2 top 10 prospects.
2 top 20 prospects. Our farm system's too crazy. Maybe 2 top 20 prospects and a Skara.
Okay. Well, the Diamondbacks don't need a catcher. They have Gabriel Moreno.
Dog, nobody needs a catcher. Come get a catcher. There is always the Yankee tax. You're right.
That's facts.
We'll throw in a Stroman.
Yeah. All right. I guess what other names are you looking for your team at the deadline right now?
I would love to see Sonny Gray become available. I just don't know if he's going to.
Yeah.
I guess. And then other than that, it's like it's going to be a pretty gross year. I mean, I hope shit, dude. I wasn't going to do it. I'm paying the most close attention to the Rangers.
Yeah.
The Rangers have a group of arms that I would.
I know you want DeGrom.
Oh, I'll take DeGrom or Evaldi.
Yeah.
They both belong in New York.
I don't think they're going to sell. That division's too mediocre for them to sell. Only if they're sitting 5.5 back right now. I mean, you figure they project better than the Angels right now, just because of their pitching. I think.
I mean, they do. Merrill Kelly also could become available too if the Diamondbacks do decide to sell.
Yeah,
he I think would be more expensive than Gallen.
Really?
He's been better this year, and they're both rentals.
I do not think he'd be more expensive than Gallen. Kelly's had a good year, but dude, you look at the numbers for throughout a career.
Yeah, but numbers throughout a career don't apply when it's like push comes to shove, or at the very end it's a rental. Like career numbers do not matter for rentals. It is what are you right now?
Yeah, but I think unless, and again, we still have some time before the deadline. If Gallen turns it up just a little bit, he'll demand more of a return than Merrill Kelly.
But why will he demand more of a return if they both are 1 year?
No. But it's not like Merrill Kelly's even having that great of a year.
Merrill Kelly's whip is under 1.
It is, but he's been a huge beneficiary of luck.
Are you looking at his expected ERA numbers?
Yeah. Expected ERA over 4, expected batting average 260. He's getting barreled up.
I mean, and here's the thing: whoever lands Merrill Kelly, they're only have to pay him $3.5 million.
Yeah,
that's so cheap.
No, it is. I didn't realize Merrill Kelly's also 36.
Well, yeah, a lot. I mean, here we go. Like the trade market late is going to be a lot of the old head pitchers.
Yeah. I mean, shit. So, I would love Merrill Kelly. He. See, you guys strike me as the team that would go after Zach Gallen. Like we're the team that would go after a Merrill Kelly.
Because you guys hate velocity.
Yeah, and we hate, paying guys. So,
yeah, I mean, $3.5 million for Merrill Kelly the rest of the year, like
that's
that is.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
That's a steal. Who are you eyeing at the deadline?
I mean, right now, I think another arm would go a long way. Another starter in the rotation, just because I'm not sold on Slade Ciccone yet. I think he might be a year away from being a really dynamic piece in the rotation. Right now, I think we've got 3 solid guys, and then that 4th spot is Slade Ciccone right now. The 5th spot is Logan Allen or Joey Cantillo potentially. So I think getting another arm for that rotation is big, and then it becomes all right. Are we gonna get someone to stick in the outfield, or are we gonna need to get someone? And so Lane Thomas just got
he's back,
brought back up today. Off the IL. Will Wilson was sent back down to Columbus, which thank God. He was getting way too many at-bats for my liking. Yeah, I mean, really an impact bat. Fuck, you showed me Pusterolian was talking about Marcell Ozuna to Cleveland today. I don't know how likely that is.
Well, the Braves are going to be sellers.
Yeah. I just don't know.
And that's the guy that's going to get sold because they've they've never had an issue developing outfielders.
No.
And developing bats. They're gonna have too many outfielders. Obviously, he's a DH bat. Like,
well, I was gonna say that's where I don't know where he fits with Cleveland, because it's like, well, you've already got 3 guys vying for 2 spots in the order right now in David Fry, Kyle Manzardo, and Carlos Santana. So unless they trade Santana, which I think would be the smart thing to do come the deadline, regardless of if they're buying or selling, I think if you can get MLB ready pieces for Carlos Santana, you absolutely do it, because his value is going to be through the roof. He continues to hit the way he has been over the last month.
I do want to talk about the Astros series. Then I want to circle back and like unpack the conversation more. You guys drop 2 out of 3. Stephen Vogt's getting killed on the timeline for some of the lineup decisions. Obviously, like from pinch hitting John Kenzie Noel for Nolan Jones. And like I was, watching the game, you saw Nolan Jones spitting angrily. Those seeds, everyone knows baseball, man, when they see it. Will Wilson getting a ton of at-bats. It just didn't feel like the magic was there this weekend for them. Hosey continues to hit, though.
Yeah.
Are you concerned yet with the what is that, 4 series losses in a row?
Yeah, definitely a little concerned. I mean, it was we had the Dodgers, we had you guys, and then Houston, like kind of three big, playoff contending teams.
Yeah,
so like
you guys also now dropped to under 500 against 500 or better teams.
And that's fine. I think it's still early on in the season, and we've had a lot of competitive games in that time frame. I mean, shit, we lost the 2 games this weekend to Houston. We're by 2 runs apiece. We lost to you guys the 4-0 game, and then the 3-2 game last week. Like, we've had competitive games and stuff that like you said, we just haven't seen that magic late in games that we saw a lot of last year. And we've really struggled to hit left-handed pitching, and part of it has been Vogt's managerial decisions, I think. John Kenzie Noel was great last year against left-handed pitching. He can't hit shit right now, he's actually worse against lefties than he is righties this year. And it's like, we're doing this thing now where we're just platooning for the sake of platooning and getting guys ABs against lefties because they're righties. And that's it. There's no other reasoning behind it. We saw John Kenzie Noel and Will Wilson getting ABs every time a left-handed starter was on the mound, versus Nolan Jones, Daniel Schneemann, 2 guys that have been red hot for the better, part of 2-3 weeks. And I don't care their handedness. We saw Kyle Manzardo earlier this year do his best damage against left-handed pitching, and now all of a sudden he's sitting. And I get David Fry mashed lefties last year. He was top 5 in baseball against left-handed pitching. So I don't mind that as much. It's the Noels and the Wilson at-bats that were pissing me off in the last week or so.
And now Will Wilson has been sent down, like you said. Lane Thomas is back up, but the lineup today does not have Manzardo in it. Just want to ask this. I don't want this to be end of the world, but could it be possible? Could it be possible that the Guardians don't value Manzardo the way that you and I did going into the year?
I don't know why they would, or sorry, I don't know why they wouldn't, to be honest.
I think we're now at a point where he's been their, one of their top 3 hitters most of the year, right?
Yeah.
Top 4 hitters at the very worst. And we don't know when he's going to be in the starting lineup again.
And the problem that I have with it, and it just makes me seem like Vogt is kind of neglecting some obvious stats. I mean, you look at platoon splits now on the year. Kyle Manzardo versus left-handed pitching has an OPS of 947 versus lefties. You do the same thing with Carlos Santana, and I get that Carlos is a switch hitter, so the handedness makes sense. But if you look at his splits versus left-handed pitching this year, Carlos Santana has a 598 OPS. And he's playing against every lefty, and Kyle Manzardo's not.
I agree, and obviously those stats are readily available to everybody else. But I'm just saying, the only explanation I've been able to find for why Manzardo's not playing a lot is they don't value him as much as we thought they would. Because this was supposed to be the get Manzardo a lot of at bats, see what he's made of, and continue to reward him for the success. Yeah. He's gotten the at-bats. He proved he could hit both sides, righties and lefties, right, at a good clip. He proved to be a good middle-of-the-order bat.
Yeah.
And very quickly, they were like, okay, Fry's here. We are not going to give Manzardo any at-bats. And I know you want to get David Fry going, but there's a way to do it. We've seen it in New York. They have 4 outfielders that were all hitting the ball. nobody ever went a week without playing.
Yeah. I think that's
like Manzardo's going to go a week and like some days without playing.
I mean, no, he played on Saturday.
Okay.
But
is he going to play this week at all?
Well, here we go.
You guys are facing 3 lefties, right?
3 lefties. Miley tonight, Andrew Abbott, and Nick Lodolo. 3 lefties against Cincinnati. I think in our next 8 games, we're facing 5 left-handed starters.
Is it enough to get him pinch hit at bats? Because for me, I'm thinking, okay, they've completely decided that either he's just going to be a good bench weapon, and they don't care about getting him that many more at bats, because I think he's the guy that could benefit and grow the most between now and October, or now and in the fall.
I mean, shit, we saw it last year. Remember, he came up last year and struggled, sent him back down, worked on some things in AAA, and was mashing the ball. And then sure enough, when he got the call up again in late August, from August on through the playoffs last year, he was one of our most dangerous bats. I don't understand. And this is something that the Guardians have been notorious for, really, for the last decade or so, is developing hitters, because what they do is they fall in love with playing veterans. And you bring in a guy like Carlos Santana. I know that he's hitting the cover off the ball as of late, but there's no sense. It would make more sense at this point in their careers to platoon Carlos Santana. I don't care that he's a switch hitter. Let Carlos Santana only play against right-handed pitching.
Mm-hmm.
He has a 598 OPS on the year, sub 600 as a right-handed bat with no power. It doesn't make sense.
Is this a vote thing or a front office thing?
I want to believe it's a front office thing, because we've seen it for 10 years now, starting with Francona. I mean, Ahmed Rosario, despite absolutely atrocious defensive metrics, was playing every day at shortstop when we had guys like Rocchio and Arias ready to, be called up 3 years ago and kind of start this whole process that then was delayed by 2 years, basically, in terms of figuring out who the fuck our shortstop of the future was going to be. This has been a common theme, is that these veterans will get ABs that, whether it's managerial or front office, it's hard to tell, because I guess you could have made the argument that it was Francona's problem when he was here.
But now we're 2 managers in.
Yeah, but now it's 2 managers in, and I'm like, well, fuck, maybe it is organizational.
What do you? I think you guys need to trade Rocchio just to avoid the temptation.
I don't know, dude. I saw Rocchio, so I was at the Clippers game on Friday. I saw him hit a ball that I don't think has landed yet.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You got to avoid the temptation, bro. You got to trade Rocchio.
But here's the thing. I think
you got to
let him ball out
bats than Will Wilson. Yeah.
What was that?
You'd rather get I would have rather them played Rocchio at second than Will Wilson.
Oh, 100%. But really, in actuality, and then here's the other thing. Schneeman's been having a great year, and now all of a sudden he's not playing. And it's like,
they hate Schneeman, bro. I don't know what his issue is. They hate Schneeman.
It's maddening, dude. There's no rhyme or reason, because then you look at a guy like Schneeman. He's been, up with the club now for over a year. He's an older guy, like he's 28 years old. You would think maybe you would give him at bats over Will Wilson, but I don't know, man. It's weird. They're falling. They've just fallen too much in love with the handedness. Lefty is on the mound. We have to, throw all our right-handed bats at it. And it's like they just forget about what the splits are. It's like, you're a righty, you're going to play against a left-handed starter.
Can Jose ever play second? I know this is such a random question. No,
I mean, I don't think so.
I was just curious.
I mean, that's what he played when he first came up. So
because Suarez is going to become available. Did you know Suarez?
Okay, yeah. Fuck. I mean,
he's going to be available this trade deadline.
I would move him. It just doesn't. I don't know. To
it's
me,
never. Yeah.
It's not worth it. Almost. Okay. I think Suarez is a great bats, but I don't know.
I think he's gonna. I want them to push for him, but I feel like we are back in love with DJ LeMahieu. So.
Yeah. Well, shit. I mean. He's been hitting the ball pretty decently.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to me about your series of Boston.
We dropped 2 out of 3. The arms are falling apart, and this magical run the pitchers have been on is back to earth. He will always get humbled in this league. The baseball gods will always go back to average. You don't get to have bad stuff and dominate teams with good power. Ryan Yarbrough. I mean, is the thing when guys that don't have great velo miss their spots, it gets really ugly.
It gets ugly.
Quickly. Yeah, it gets really ugly. Now, I think Yarby's still a good pitcher. or a decent arm, like a 4 or 5. But my dreams of him being like my dreams of me going into a playoff game and not dreading what I'm about to watch, those days are over. Just because like when he starts missing, it's really bad.
Yeah, and I mean you wonder if
it's Nestor Cortez.
Yeah. Well, my thing was, do you wonder that is it part of? Remember, he's been in the AL East for a while now. Do you think maybe just Boston because they've seen him more often than like? I mean, Yarby like carved up LA. What was that last Sunday night? I mean, most swings and misses against the Dodgers behind I think Skeens and Corbin Burns. Do you think the familiarity of Yarbrough is what the problem was?
Honestly, I think the more he pitches, the more people are going to catch up to him because Matt Blake completely transformed his repertoire, completely transformed everything. And like, what's the Dodgers thing? They're the best pitch scouting team in all of baseball. And with Yarby, they're just not enough to scout because he transformed everything. Yeah. Like, seam shifted every one of his pitches, changed the arm angle, changed the position on the mound. I think just the more he pitches, the more people be like, oh, like, well, we can figure this out, and that's kind of what happened. With Rodon, he seemed gassed to me a little bit at about the 80 pitch mark. It started falling apart, and he was amped up. You could tell he was throwing hard early in the game, Sunday Night Baseball. So I think he gassed himself out, and his 5 earned runs came on the last 6 hitters. So that happened, and then Will Warren, same deal. I think Aaron Boone is just not going to the bullpen soon enough because I think he's making such a concerted effort to try to stretch these guys out so that we rely on the pen less.
Yeah, because I mean the pen's a little thin right now. Weaver's out.
Yeah, Cousins is out.
You just got Fernando Cruz back.
Yeah, got Cruz back. Obviously, like Loaiza is always risk of him getting hurt because of his injuries the last couple of years. Yep. And also, like all the data suggests, like the more innings guys get, the worse they are in the postseason.
Oh yeah, I mean, shit. That was one of the main reasons why, we kind of made a concerted effort to go after starting pitching in the offseason was because we saw it last year with the Tribe. I mean, we had in our 10 playoff games, we had one starter go past 5 innings of work, and that was Bybee in Game 5 of the ALCS when we absolutely needed him to because everyone else that series had shit the bed from a starting
pitching perspective.
So
so that's kind of how that series went. But Aaron Judge continues to mash, dude. Like I have every week that I want to talk about the AL MVP ladder. We just can't talk about it. I mean, people are putting Cal Raleigh number 1.
You can.
Cal's great, but I think if that's anything, that's more to do with like fatigue, generally speaking.
Yeah, and what's funny, I guess MLB, the one sport I feel like does not, take in prior biases into effect because
they don't fall to the fatigue thing. It's like an NBA thing.
Yes, you rarely see. I mean, because in actuality, LeBron should have more than
yeah. I mean, Kobe only has 1.
Yeah, exactly. It's shit like that where, again, it just doesn't make sense. And I don't know why the NBA is like that, but you're right. It's I guess voter fatigue. But yeah, I mean, shit. You look at the odds right now. Judge is minus 20,000 to win the AL MVP.
Right, he's got 5.4 WAR. He's on pace for 14 WAR, which would be 2 WAR higher than the greatest Barry Bonds season of all time.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think that a massive slump like that is in effect, but Judge will slump, I think, at a certain point.
I think he's slumping now.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely got back in his groove during the Boston series, especially last night. But I mean, but I'm saying took him out of our series last week. He didn't really do much against us.
No, I think he's slumping right now, and that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
But he did swing. He started swinging the bat a little harder, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, which is something you've been monitoring. I mean, he hasn't really swung the bat hard all year.
Yeah, per his standards, but he did have an uptick in swing speed that first home run.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We're looking at it. His last 7 games, he's hitting 375.
Yeah, I mean that.
But he had 3. I mean, he had the 0 for 4 game on Saturday, but he had 3 hits in each of Friday and Sunday's games.
So the slumping, it's because, look, here we go. This is absurd. The reason I say slumping, in May, he hit 364.
Mm-hmm.
That's slumping because in March, he hit 545. In April, he hit 415.
Yeah. I mean, ridiculous.
So, and right now in June, he's hitting 375.
Yeah. But again, he's taking his walks too. And it's just like, shit, if you're not going to throw to me, I mean, it started with what, the Texas series a couple weeks ago with the intentional walks.
No, I don't. Texas didn't do it.
Not Texas, Los Angeles.
Yeah, it was no, Texas attacked him. That's what we had the great DeGrom moment.
Yes.
Like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I just got under it.
Yeah.
Bring DeGrom to New York.
Stop that.
DeGrom's nasty, dude. Like, people are. Is it bad that I think he's better than Paul Skeens right now?
Oh, you might be fried for that.
Are you sure? Are we sure about that?
I mean, it's close.
I think he's better than Skeens right now.
0.92 whip.
Bro, he's so back, dude. He's so.
I mean, no, he's. Believe me, I love DeGrom. I just don't know. He's not better than Skeens
right now.
Nah, dude, Skeens is on a fucking another level, dude.
He needs a hater, and I'm right here.
I mean, just look at his last 5 starts, dude.
Oh my God! Wait, does Skeens have a better? Skeens has a better ERA, but he's not better than Max Fried, though. Skeens is not better than Mad Max, right?
Skeens absolutely is better than Mad Max.
The ERA doesn't say so.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, what is Skeens is 1.88? What's Fried's?
1.78.
Yeah. All right, relax.
And here we go.
I'll take more Ks per 9. I'll take a lower whip, and I'll take the fact that he's playing on Pittsburgh.
I'll take a better win-loss record. And also, Ks per 9 doesn't matter. Get guys out.
I think Ks per 9 matters in the playoffs. And so that's why if you're giving me a chance.
Well, here we go. Here we go, Pat. What does Paul Skeens know about the playoffs?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's better.
Wait, we're going to act like Max Fried isn't a World Series champion?
No, he is.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Say it.
Yeah.
Max Fried, my goat. We got Kansas City next.
All right, that's a big series.
I'm excited to tap that ass. I'm excited for Adolis Garcia versus Anthony Volpe.
Michael Garcia.
Oh, my bad. Michael Garcia versus Anthony Volpe, the most random beef in the MLB.
Are we gonna get a brawl finally? Because it's been close now. The benches cleared earlier this year, right? When you guys played,
we had 2 clear because we had 1 in the postseason last year.
Yeah, and then again, you guys played them early on in the year, right?
Yeah, we also had the benches clear against the Orioles too. We love it, dude. Volpe just be bullying, dude.
He be cutting the mozzarella.
Yeah, bring him here. I can't. And all Volpe has to say is like, y'all are mad at me. I'm just the second baseman of the Yankees' future because I know who's coming.
Yeah, except he's not.
Bobby Witt's absolutely gonna be a Yankee.
Okay,
I would put a lot of money on that.
Yeah, okay.
I put a lot of. Hey, just real quick, how wild is it that the best shortstop in the division is Anthony Volpe? Leads the whole division in WAR. Did you know that? I don't think you knew that. Leads the whole division in WAR.
Is he top 3 in the AL?
Pardon me?
Is he top 3 in the AL?
I didn't look.
I think. Are you talking to the TJ Stats
post? Yeah, I think they posted it.
Because he posted it because I know the one that went around my timeline today was the catcher WAR leaders per division.
Yeah,
and because there's been a lot of shit about Bo Naylor recently, but I think he's 11th in all of the majors in terms of catcher WAR at 1.1. And obviously, I think he was second in the division.
Oh yeah, here we go. WAR leaders by Did you guess if he was top 5 in the AL?
I said top 3.
No, he's not top 3 in the AL.
Okay,
he's 4th.
All right, so who's ahead of him? Bobby, Neto, and
not Neto.
Oh, really?
Not Neto. No, he's 5th actually.
Okay, so who's ahead of him? Bobby.
Come on, you got to get at least one more of them.
Gunner.
No, he's got. I said he's number 1 in the division.
Oh yeah, you're right. All right, so
one's a rookie.
Oh, the kid on the White Sox, probably, right?
No, not Chase Meredith.
He's not? All right, because I know there's been a lot of buzz that he's going to be an all-star this year, but that also just might be because there's no one else to put on from Chicago.
Bro, he's a rookie, bro. Jacob Wilson has a 3.3 WAR.
Fuck yeah.
Jacob Wilson's at 3.3.
No way. All right, so Wilson. Wait, what's Bobby at?
3.5.
Okay. And then there's 2 more ahead of him.
Yeah, so there's 3 guys with over 3 WAR at shortstop in the AL.
Seager.
No. Seager's WAR is 0.3. He missed time.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, Jeremy Pena.
He's at 3.2. So Witt, Wilson, and Pena all are over 3, and there's no one else over 2.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So you go JP Crawford at 1.7.
Okay.
And then Volpe at 1.6.
Okay.
So I don't know who has better shortstops, the AL or the NL. Because the NL has nobody with 3 WAR, but 4 guys with 2 WAR.
Okay, so
or 5 guys with 2 WAR.
And that's
if you count the 1.
That's Frankie.
Yeah.
Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Dansby.
No, he's at 1.3.
Okay.
Ohio Cup. Oh no, Ellie's at 1.6. Actually, he's not even at 2. Oh, so I'm gonna give you Mookie Betts is at 2.1.
Oh yeah,
he's all over the place.
Okay.
Geraldo's at 2.4, and then Mason Wynn's at 2.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's your and Willie Adames 0 WAR.
Wow, worst contract, man.
0 WAR, but yeah, no, Volpe has the same WAR as Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, hey,
say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
We have a better shortstop than you guys. Oh my gosh!
All right, well, yeah, it's because Rocchio was fucking hot ass for the better part of 2 months.
Fair.
But yeah, dude, it's funny because like I'm looking at the WAR leaders by division for catcher, and it's like, fuck, Bo Naylor is 11th, tied for 11th amongst catchers in the MLB in terms of WAR. And I feel like he's been a guy that's just been on everyone's chopping block recently. And in actuality, you know, like we don't have any other options. So I don't know why this is such a big deal.
It's because the batting average starts with a 1. You're never going to get through to fans with the batting average starting with a 1.
Yeah.
Never. That's simply it.
Yeah.
Second baseman WAR, Schneemann is 2nd in the division.
Hell yeah, baby. Play him every day.
Right. He's got 1.1 WAR, which is top 3 in the entire AL.
Yeah, dude. I don't like he's literally playing at almost all-star level.
Yeah.
And fucking Vogt refuses to play him just because there's a lefty on the mound.
Mm-hmm. He's at 1.1 WAR. The only 2 players have higher WAR than him in the AL at second base. And do you want to guess them?
I mean, it's got to be.
They've both missed time.
Brandon Lau?
Mm-mm.
They both missed time. Shit, is Christian Campbell ahead of him or no?
No, Christian Campbell just got out of the negatives.
Okay. Oh shit. You just got off to such a good start. I wasn't sure if that carried him.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Gleyber Torres.
Oh fuck yeah. He's proven me wrong. He's had a good year, and I didn't think he would.
And Jazz Chisholm.
Fuck. Should have guessed that.
Well, he's tied for 1st in WAR.
Yeah.
So there you have it. You see Kyle Teal made his debut this weekend.
Oh shit! How did he do again?
3 hits.
Look at that.
3 hits in 3 games, man.
Dude. Yeah.
It's so funny how everything's connected, right? Because Boston traded for one of our catcher prospects, moved Teal. And so it's like I feel connected to Teal slightly.
Yeah. Dude, you know Teal's from my hometown.
Is he really?
Yeah, he was a Mawa kid.
Okay, hell yeah. I mean,
dude, yeah,
8 at bats, 375, 500 OP on base percentage, 875 OPS. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. Kyle Teal. How do you feel about Kyle Teal? Did you guys, because he got traded in the Crochet deal, right?
Yeah. He was there. He was Boston's number 2 prospect or 3.
What draft was he in?
He was the 2023
number 14 overall pick. He was the round 1 pick.
Yeah.
So that was the Jackson Holiday draft.
Okay. I know Red Sox fans were thrilled that they were able to get Crochet and not move each of their big three. So I think they were ready to part ways with Teal. But like, I mean, undeniably, I mean, the Red Sox had such a loaded farm system, you know, heading into this past offseason that like, you know, if the fact they were able to keep those three intact and sign Crochet was big.
Well, and I mean, Narvaez being good helps them immensely, right?
Yeah. Well,
like
exactly.
That's their young catcher of the future.
Dude, Narvaez, he leads he's third in the majors in WAR amongst catchers.
Yeah, dude, he's hitting 285 and his OPS is 820.
Dude, only Cal Raleigh and Will Smith have better WARs in the majors amongst catchers. Narvaez is literally, I mean, that's huge for them. The fact that he's been as good as he has been.
Dude, Yankees catcher development, best in the world.
How did he end up in Boston? They
traded him for the Elmer Cruz kid.
Ooh,
who's a minor leaguer. They had too many catchers, dude.
Yeah,
he was a part of that Austin Wells group.
Yeah,
and obviously Austin Wells got brought up. Aaron Boone would not let them do anything with Ben Rice. And then JC Escarra was the feel-good story, when in reality they should have kept Narvaez, because all the issue that the Yankees currently have is all the catchers are lefties.
Yeah.
Ben Rice, Escarra, and Austin Wells, all lefties.
Surprising that none of them are switch hitters.
Right. I would have loved to have Narvaez instead of Escarra. But
all right. Well, do you think the fact of the short porch matters?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, how many lefty catchers do you need?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you play in that stadium, you might as well use it to your advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hear you, but like, and maybe Escarra just wasn't not as attractive as Narvaez.
Yeah,
and that's probably it.
I think that's true. Damn, you know what's crazy is that we're gonna have to sweat out this Austin Wells Kyle Manzardo bet, because Manzardo's not gonna play against left-handed pitching anymore.
Yep. And then the other bat is Agustin Ramirez, who also is through the catchers group. He's hitting 245 with an OPS 775.
Okay.
With eight home runs as a catcher, dude.
Yeah.
And that's another righty catcher.
Yeah, he's a rookie too, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm saying that whole group, they all rake.
And he was part of the Jazz deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, damn. You guys catching factory,
bro. But that's all I got for today, man.
Dude, yeah, good little show. I guess you guys have Kansas City, and then and we've got the Ohio Cup, dude. So
yeah,
hopefully, I mean, shit. I guess I can kind of root for you guys this week. we're in a fucking
dogfight.
I mean, it's really between us, Minnesota, and Kansas City. We're all battling to hopefully stay in it, because Detroit's going to get cold at some point. That's undeniable.
7.5 back, man. Couldn't be my team.
Know it to be true. Relax.
Could not be my team, but
we'd only be 4.5 back in your weak ass division.
Hey, still back. That's Pat. I'm Chris.
Yeah.
Strike three.
We're out.